Hello, humans, and welcome to episode 29 of Chef Mike Does Stuff. I, of course, am Chef Mike because it says so right here on my chef coat. And if you make two identical lasagnas, take them out of the pan, stack them before you serve it, you have one lasagna. That is a fact. And I don't care what anybody else says, because the intent is to stack the lasagnas. That's why it becomes one if you had different kinds of lasagna or two separate ones that you stack. Anyway, today we are gonna make a super simple, easy ratatouille. Yes, kind of like the movie, not as fancy and much more easy for you, the home viewer. First, I have 3 shout outs because people are sending me more stuff. So we're growing and becoming more popular because people think I'm important. First, I'd like to thank Nick at Brick Groceries for sending me a bunch of olive oils, vinegar, truffle oil, truffle paste, and a bunch of other stuff. I'm going to be using the olive oil today on the ratatouille, but super special for you viewers for the next week or two maybe. If you go to Brick Groceries and order something online and put in the code Chef Mike, you get 10% off your order. Boom! I'm finally giving something back to you, the viewer. So once again, thank you, Nick at Brick Groceries for sending me a bunch of cool stuff. Next, my pal Sam at the Morningstar Company. This is probably more for you food service or retailers, big box folk. The Morningstar Company does all kinds of things tomato. So they sent me their Paradiso tomato products. I got a bunch of pouches of marinara, tomato sauce, crushed tomatoes, whole tomatoes and juice. What's awesome, instead of getting this in huge number 10 cans, I've got these awesome pouches, which are much easier to use and store. And I'm using this tomato sauce in the recipe because you at home are probably going to use a jarred or canned tomato sauce. I normally make ratatouille making my own sauce, but knowing that you're the new cook and you're trying to do something fancy in the kitchen and don't want to worry about making your own sauce, you go ahead and use whatever your favorite store brand tomato sauce is, and I'm going to use this stuff. So once again, thank you, Sam at the Morningstar Company. And finally, Libby Food Service sent me a bunch of different plates. So I'm going to start using all these cool different plates. Today we're not doing a plate presentation, but I am going to serve, I'm making ratatouille in this guy. I'm going to serve it on here, a little more family style, but then down the road in more of my videos, I've got awesome, cool plates. So thank you, Libby Food Service, for all the stuff. And if you are a brand, or you have a product, or you have equipment, or whatever you want, and you want to work with your pal, Chef Mike, please send me an email at chefmikedoesstuff@gmail.com, and we can figure out how to do something cool and awesome. And once again, thank you, everybody, all the fans, all the subscribers. I just got a big old subscriber bump because I try not to post my links where, I shouldn't, because I'm not members of things. So when you post the link on cool places, I get a lot more followers. So continue doing that. Let everybody know I exist. Shout it out on the mountaintop if you can to let me keep growing and doing cool stuff. So without further ado, we're gonna get to the cutting board. I'm also gonna introduce you, if you didn't see me use it before, the mandolin to make your life super easy. So this is going to be probably the most easy ratatouille that you can make. We are at the cutting board, and first thing you're gonna do is get your oven set to 375 degrees. Get that warmed up, heated, ready to go. First thing we're gonna do is get the bottom layer of our pan done. It's arbitrary what pan you use. You could use whatever size, shape. You could do the design that's in a circle. I'm gonna just shingle them in a line, but we'll see how they all fit in there. But that's what I'm doing. I've never actually cooked it just this way in this pan, so we're gonna see if it turns out. I'm assuming it's gonna turn out. But like I said at the beginning, I've got a tomato sauce. Usually I make my own, but I don't want to. You might not want to. So there you go. So I'm going to put a little layer of tomato sauce on the bottom of the pan here. Like so. Probably what is that going to be? Maybe a half or so inch once we get it all in there. That looks good. That looks about as much as I want. I don't want to go too heavy on the tomato product in here, but all right, we've got a base layer. Next thing I'm going to do, just to dial this up a little bit, is I'm going to do some slivers of garlic. Okay, so real thin little slices like so. Now remember, if you want a super strong garlicky burn, you could sprinkle fresh garlic over the top of this when it's done, and you'll get a big old burn. We're putting this in the bottom here, and we're going to be cooking it. So that burn isn't necessarily going to be there, but you will have a nice, delicious kind of cooked garlic flavor. Like so. That looks like a good amount. And I'm just going to sprinkle that on the bottom. It's all going to be covered up. You ain't even going to see it until you scoop out the ratatouille. Like so. Doesn't even need to be even. You could dice it. You could crush it. You don't even have to do this if your sauce has a bunch of stuff in it. I am going to add a little black pepper to this bottom layer. And I'm going to add a little salt to this bottom layer. If the sauce you're using, maybe I should put it back in the center. The sauce you're using is very salty and very highly seasoned. You don't have to do that part. So that's just like that. I got the bottom layer. Like I said, normally I make my own sauce. I'll usually do roasted peppers, blend it, puree it all together. But you pick your favorite sauce and just put it on the bottom. Next, this is a mandolin. Do not cut yourself. When using this, you need to pay attention because your fingers are going to be sliding across very close to this blade, and it is dangerous. Now, you can use a knife and slice everything to your desired size. You could dice everything up. I don't care. I'm going to use this because I will show you why. First, we'll start with this guy. I probably don't even need to use a whole one, but I got my zucchini. Like so. When you are doing this, make sure to keep your eyes on what you are doing. Do not look up. Do not get distracted. You probably shouldn't be talking. I mean, I am. Okay? So this is what we got. Now, look how easy that was to have very nice, consistent layer, thickness of vegetable. I'm going to put that off to the side over here. Like I said, I probably have extra. I'll probably make two after the video, but because my shtick is I only make the one, guess what? I'm only gonna make the one. We've got yellow squash, like so. Look at how much easier this is than using a knife. I'm gonna put these off to the side right here. I'm gonna stack them like some poker chips. Next, baby eggplant. Just to make things consistent. Also, when you are shopping for your vegetable, it looks a little nicer if you try and find the ones that are the same kind of thickness around. So that way when we actually shingle these, they will be pretty close to the same size. Huh. Magical. Off to the side. I'm doing this in real time for you too. This is usually I'd cut, but I'm going to show you. Tomatoes. I always cut off like the parts that I wouldn't use in the dish first, just because then that first slice is nice and even. Once you get to about here, be very careful. I'm going to cut maybe one more tomato just to be safe. Like so. I'm sure I have extra, but that's okay. All right. See that? That goes in the sink. I'm done with it. These extra pieces, compost, or whatever you want to do with them. That is none of my business. Make other delicious, cool things. Put that there. I'm going to put, I will go in this order. Because I'll go green, yellow, green, red, green, yellow, green, red, like that. Let's go back to our pan here. I hope everybody's doing good up there, by the way, as I just kind of wipe this down and make it look pretty. Now, Let's see, how many do I think I'm going to attempt for three rows here. I'm going to start a little bit on an angle, just a touch. Okay? Now, it doesn't matter the size. So like, even if they're kind of different thicknesses, try to make it so the top layers are kind of lined up evenly height-wise, so that way you can see everything that's going on in your ratatouille. Like so. Now, if you were a super pro, you would probably try to organize these in size of, organize these by shape size, so that way when you shingle them, they're all exactly the same. But I'm not going to do that because I don't care, because we're not in a Michelin star restaurant right now. We're cooking for the family. We're cooking for us. We're just making a ratatouille for us. It's all right. I'm going to push it down a little bit to let it sink in the sauce there, but hey, like I said, layer this however you want. Now, I could start on this side, go this way. I could do circles. I am just going to do layers again. Just like this. I'm going to start with the same one, like so, like so. Once again, we'll try to keep the heights somewhat the same. What am I doing next? This guy. Pow. Pow. Pow, pow, pow. Oh, I already did one of those. What am I doing? And you know what? As you can see, I don't care if a little bit of the tomato sauce gets on your vegetables. It does not matter. It's going to cook. It's going to be delicious. Don't even worry about it. You see what we got going on here? We've already got some amazing ratatouille happening. Oh, see? Here's another little guide. If you start looking down the rows this way, and as you saw, this tomato was like over here. So I'm just going to mush everything back. It's heightening back up. And because everything's the same thickness, this will kind of alleviate that issue of the rows being out of alignment. Tomatoes. One of these. And finally, let's do a little bit bigger one because that other one's a bigger one. Okay. I'm going to push it over there. Now, this is going to be hard over here, so I'm going to try to use all the little ones to make it look cool. If it doesn't line up like the other ones, I don't care. I'm just going to kind of force it in a little bit like on an angle, like so. See that? Because we are going to be scooping this out to serve. Unless you are really interested in eating a whole bunch of ratatouille yourself, which is totally cool. Eggplant, this one. Boom. Boom. I might edit or cut or fast forward. We'll see how I feel in the editing room. Do. I just put my finger in a bunch of sauce. Let me rinse that off. I wonder if I got a fast forward function in my editor, because I'm just filming this like normal. So I'll check on that, because that would be cool to just super fast. All right, I'm gonna push that. Look at this. Beautiful. Ratatouille is just about done. First thing, or not first thing, but almost the last thing. Hold on, we gotta end. I'm gonna end on one of these. Even though technically I ruined the, Next, some salt. Like that. Some black pepper. Just like that. Next, I'm going to drizzle a little bit of olive oil. And once again, I'm using the folks at Brick Groceries sent me this variety. This is Thierry Bourmain extra virgin olive oil. You hear that? Fresh, just opened. I'm just going to drizzle a little bit right down the middle of each one. Like that. Beautiful. And then I'm gonna top it with a little bit of fresh thyme. You can use dried, you can use rosemary. I am gonna be adding basil to this as well, but I'm gonna add that in the end after it's cooked. What I like to do, so you got rosemary here. Whoop. Slide your fingers so only the leafy parts get in the dish. If I was doing something like a steak or sauce, I might just throw the whole thing in and make sure to remove it before we serve it. Look at me doing it all slacker. Boom. Come on, you. These are very tender today. It's another fun thing I should have done ahead of time now that I got a big old horrible pile of thyme. Amateur. Like so. Beautiful fresh thyme. Okay. I'm also going to get points off for not cleaning up my mess before making this. All right. So this is going to go into the oven. I'm estimating I'm going to cook it for maybe 40 minutes covered. I'm going to put foil over the top, and then we'll finish it off 20 minutes uncovered. Now, the other thing I'm going to do, because I don't necessarily just want it to steam, I'm going to do one of these jobbies. Just to get some of the steam out of there. I'm going to put this in the oven, and I'm going to get my basil ready, so when it comes out, we'll be able to serve and eat. And yes, so far this is vegan. People have been asking for vegan recipes, and yes, this is vegan. You certainly can make it non-vegan if you so desire, but we're going full vegan. Into the oven. I'll see you in a bit. And there it is. Your ratatouille is done. Let's see if I can, so it doesn't slip. Look at that. The video's got the cool picture on the top of it. But also, if you're gonna serve it like I am, where I put a glass thing on a glass thing, make sure you put a little bit of wet paper towel underneath, so that way. My stuff is moving. But that way, the plate does not, or the pan you cooked it in does not slide around all over the plate. Anyway, I'm gonna eat some. I'm just gonna take this one piece because it's super hot. I did sprinkle a little fresh basil over the top, so when it's done, that's all you gotta do. I keep looking at the wrong side of my phone because the stop button's over there, so I think that's why I keep looking at it, even though I'm supposed to look over there, but whatever. It is super delicious, so easy. Use your favorite sauce. Take out vegetables you don't like. Dice it all up and like cook it in a pan. There are so many different ways. Try to do the thing from the movie, which I can do. I've done that before. But this is super easy. And all you vegan folks out there, you're welcome. I know I post a lot of meat stuff because I like all that, but I am not opposed to those who want to eat delicious vegan stuff. And I could tell you that this is scrumptious. Super easy. Even you could do it. I want to thank everybody again for liking, sharing, subscribing. Make sure you hit the bell, though. That's most important, so you can see when I post new videos. Thank you to all the brands for helping out and sending me all the stuff, the olive oil, the tomato sauce, the plates and all that. I very much appreciate it. If you are a brand and you want your stuff featured in one of my videos, or you want to reach out to me for some other cool thing, you want to send me some video games, do you want me to do voiceover for you? Do you want me to be a character in your video game? That would be awesome, but I don't want to push it. Please email me at chefmikedoesstuff@gmail.com and we'll see what we can do. But most important, make sure to subscribe because you are not going to want to miss. That took too long. when Chef Mike does stuff. What is this? I don't remember that even happening. I'm gonna eat more of this. Eggplant, underrated, delicious. So tasty. I want to see you make something like this or this. Tag me. Keep tagging me in all the things. I want to see everything that you're doing. Okay, bye.